Okay, we ready. Before we get started today, this episode is gonna film right before Mother's Day. So we giving a shout out to all the mothers out there. Without you, there's no us. A lot of mothers got us started in sports, took us to sporting events. So we want to say shout out to all the mothers, especially mine. You know, saying go for Ralph and his mother. Our boy Tim behind the scenes, Dirty Ant. You know, everybody. You know, so we gonna say thank you, moms. We love you. Now let's get to the show.
Enjoy
Let's
y'all
get
day.
started. Social media. We back talking sports with the know-it-alls. You know, once again, we in the building. It's me, Jimmy the know-it-all. We running solo dolo. Today is just me and Big Lurch. You know, and out, still living his Jackie Robinson dreams. You know, he think he the young Mike Trout. So
How you doing?
we gonna see Ant on another time. So Nick out there scrubbing flows, making meal preps. You know, Nikki a jack of all trades. So we'll get her back on a hip hop show or some snap stuff. You know what I'm saying? So today we gonna talk a little couple of things going on this weekend. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, since at the time of taping, we're gonna talk about the NBA playoffs. Round two, round one. For my betting purposes, it didn't do no good. I didn't do good. You know, Minnesota, y'all the dumbest team in the world.
By
You
far.
know, no excuses. Some of the mistakes y'all made, but I'll talk about that later. We're gonna get into the matchups. You know, we're gonna start with the West first because the East is so go anyway. So we're gonna start with the West. So I'm gonna ask Big Ralph about Golden State, Memphis. You know, what you think? Who you think gonna win? How many games you think gonna win, dog? What you think?
I think the series going 6. I'm gonna go with Golden State to win the series. It's gonna be interesting and very fun. You got a very young Memphis team playing against a veteran Golden State team, but the veteran team also has young players now with Jordan Poole helping that team a whole bunch. And it's actually no advantage because they're both small ball teams because Memphis takes out Adams all the time and they go smaller. So I think this is going to be literally a matchup of who has the best guards and forwards, and seeing also if Draymond Green can keep his head in this series. But other than that, they don't have a problem guarding John Morant. If Steph Curry has to guard him, he's going to be in foul trouble a lot. But on the flip side, you got to guard Steph Curry too. And I think Bang's going to play a big role in this series with his defense and his shooting capability. So, but I'm going to take Golden State in 6.
I don't know where to go with this so far because I picked Memphis to lose the first round. But Memphis is one of those teams, now that they got out the first round, they could get going. Um, I don't like Draymond. I think Draymond is overrated. You can quote me, I think he's a glorified Joakim Noah. You know,
5 inches shorter.
everybody talk about him as a defensive player. I think he's a hack. I think they give him credit with his defense because he cries about it so much. But I think Memphis can expose them. I think whoever can establish their will and make the other team play their way, because Memphis can make Golden State go big and play loony and stuff like that. Because you know Jaren Jackson Jr. can do some work
I forgot
for them.
about him. Yeah.
I like Bane. My only thing with Memphis, they only got one player who really can their own shot, and that's Ja. I think Ja's gonna be a problem. I don't think Golden State got nobody. You know, I think they could try to get Gary Payton Jr., but Golden State best chance to me is doing what Boston did to Brooklyn to try to rough them up, to try to rough up Ja, rough up Jaren Jackson, because you see with the Minnesota series, he bowed out a lot of times. So I think that's their best bet. Is I'm thinking whoever could put their will, had the other team play their style. I'm looking forward to go 7 because I think it'll be a game where I think Steph gonna have a game, Clay may have a game. I don't think Draymond is gonna have
any impact besides getting suspended.
I don't think Draymond. I think Draymond gonna try to get in somebody's head.
Jaren Jackson's head probably is the best.
If they can offset that, as far as him trying to an old school type of play. I know I can't stop you, but I'm gonna get in your head and beat you in the mind game. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to go 7 because I'm looking for Ja to go off one game. It wouldn't surprise me if Steph go off one game. It wouldn't surprise me if Clay go off one game. You know, but if Memphis can somehow force Golden State to change their way, you might see a little Steven Adams. You know, to just put people in foul trouble. You know, so I'm looking forward to going 7. I'm gonna go with Memphis. I don't even care. I'm gonna go with Memphis.
Wow.
I'm just tired of Golden State. I don't knock Steph now, but I'm just tired of Golden State. So I want to see some young blood, and I'm gonna go with Memphis in 7 and pull off the upset. The next series we got is Phoenix, Dallas. I'm gonna go Phoenix. I'm tired of the media trying to find a next. I ain't trying to get canceled. Superstar, so to speak. And they died for it to be Luka. And I'm more impressed with Jalen Brunson than I am with Luka at this point. Luka cried too much. So he put in buckets, but I just like Phoenix. I like everything about Phoenix. They play D. They hungry. Only thing I'm scared of, Chris Paul always getting hurt some point in the playoffs. So it's like you sitting back waiting on it. But I'm going Phoenix. I'm going 5 games. I'm going Phoenix in 5. I think they're too strong for Dallas. What you got, Big Ralph?
I definitely agree. I think this is a much easier series for Phoenix than when they play New Orleans. I think, like I said, Luka does cry way too much for me sometimes. Very good play, he just cried too much. Jalen Brunson has definitely shown a lot of people that he's going to be a hot free agent person this summer. So
the Knicks overpay for him.
The Bulls might try to overpay for him. But I think Phoenix should have no problems in this series. I think they'll win in 5 as well. I think Dallas might get lucky, maybe one game at home. But I think Phoenix is going to overpower them. They're bigger. Aiden, they should start with Aiden, get the ball down to Aiden. You have no answers for Paul or Booker. And Miles Bridges and Crowder should just be able to defensively hold down everybody else. So I think this should be easy for them. They should be going into the Western Conference relaxed and chill, waiting even for Golden State or Memphis. So this series should be real quick. Shouldn't take no time. I'm literally going 5 games with this one for sure. They should kill them with no problems.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Phoenix because I like Bridges. I like Bridges coming out of Villanova. He played D, so I'm looking for him to give Luka and the guy you just mentioned, Crowder. I can't stand him.
I can't. I'm looking
really
for
like
them
Crowder,
to
but just pull a little bully ball on Luka, but I don't think Dallas have anything for Booker.
Nope.
I don't think they got enough for Booker.
And they're going to have a problem with Cameron Payne coming off the bench.
Off the bench.
What's the kid from North Carolina?
Johnson. Cam.
Yeah, he's the unsung too.
So I'm looking for them, and I'm looking for Chris to just be steady. I'm looking for Chris to be Chris. Mm-hmm. You know, he might average a double-double this series. And Dallas has no answer for Ayton. So it wouldn't surprise me if Ayton just straight dominate.
He should. If he come out and do what he got to do, there's no way that he shouldn't average 25 and 15
I'm
this
looking
series.
for Phoenix to blast Dallas so it can shut Nick right up. So, going there, now we got the East. Now the East is going to be real good, so to speak. You know, I picked Brooklyn out of it, so we're going to leave that alone. So, on that, we're going to go to Milwaukee and Boston. I'm going to let you go first, Ralph. Who you think going to win between Milwaukee and Boston?
I think this is going to be the best series left right now. It's going to be this Boston-Milwaukee series. They match up well, and it's going to help Boston that Chris Middleton is out for Milwaukee. So you can't stop Giannis. Giannis is going to get what he's going to get. That should never be your focus anyway. But what should help Milwaukee this series is their size. Use it to your advantage. Use Lopez. Use Bobby Portis. Kill Boston on their inability to have big players. Jason Tatum's going to do what he got to do, but you can send a lot of players at him. You got Drew Holiday to go at him. You got a couple other ones. So what you do with Milwaukee is Milwaukee's still going to be able to beat them, I think. I think this might be a 7-game series, too. I think it's going to go back and forth. But you can't let a person like Marcus Smart dictate a lot in this series like he did in the Brooklyn series. I think they should be able to shut him down. And Jaylen Brown, I mean, he's pretty much now he's turning into that real superstar player that we all thought he would be. So I still think I'm still go with the champs still out the East. I mean, and I think they're gonna beat them in 7. But it's gonna be a tough series for them though. It's gonna be real tough because playing in Boston it's nothing easy.
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee as well. I know Boston is the flavor of the month. They on a high streak, and since I'm a bettor, I believe in if you go on the high streak, law of averages, you do for a losing streak. So I'm looking for them to lose to Milwaukee. If they keep up with this bully ball, I don't think it's gonna work with Milwaukee because Giannis too strong. The Middleton thing is gonna hurt, but I like Drew Holiday. But if I'm Milwaukee, I'm like you said, I'm punishing them.
The
Punishing them with them
series,
size.
the size.
I'm all that trying to play, physical. I'm looking for Milwaukee to bring Bobby Portis in. Ain't none of that physical play finna handle big eyes. Big eyes he finna handle all that. So I'm looking for Milwaukee. You said what you say 7?
I say 7.
You say 7?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's going that much. It's another series. I think Milwaukee just gonna impose their will on them.
I also think Grayson Allen might be
I think Grayson Allen
advantage for them.
Be a very, very key contributor to this series. So I'm actually picking Milwaukee. I want to say 5, but I know the NBA need these TV rights. They need these series to go long. So I'm gonna put it 6. I really want to go 5. But you know these series have to prolong. You know what I'm saying? We know how it is. So I'm gonna say 6. I'm looking for Giannis to go off. I'm looking for Drew to get him problems. I'm not a fan of Marcus Smart. I think he's just like Draymond. I think he a hack. And they ride to the ref. They get away with their hacks. Now they thinking they play good D. So I'm looking for Drew to just punish him. So I'm going Milwaukee in 6. So our last series of the East is gonna be Miami and Philly. Not a fan of either team. I'm not a fan of either team. I can't stand Embiid. I don't like players that whine to get awards and stuff like that. What I got to do to get MVP and all that? What do you got to do? I can't stand that. So, but we ain't got to worry about him this series because he done got his eye rocked. So,
He probably at least missed the first two.
He looking like a mutant or something. So I think they're done. On that note, I think they're done because they have now the trade. If they'd have kept Drummond,
that would have helped.
It would have helped.
Yeah,
so
definitely would have helped.
And now the emphasis is on James Harden. So he's going to do typical James Harden things. Show up, go to the strip club. So I'm looking for Miami to get them 5 games. They're going to smell blood. Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra not going to let that happen. Oladipo is rounding the form. I'm not a Kyle Lowry fan, but I'm liking Tyler Hero. Mm-hmm. So I'm going Miami in 5. So what you think, Big Ralph?
I like Embiid, but I think he's been playing real well the whole playoffs, but broke his face, so and he had a concussion. So if he's definitely gonna probably miss game 1, or if he do play game 1, he's gonna be very, very tender. He's not going to the hole like that, and he's gonna probably have on a mask, so he's not gonna play as good. So I think Miami can steal the first 2 games with no problems because Jimmy Butler is going to be at all them. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Jimmy Butler trying to guard Joel Embiid. That's just the type of dog he is. And then the big fella, Bio, I think he can really work his advantage with Joel Embiid being hurt at this point in time. And I like Duncan, and I like also Tyler Hero as well. So I think Miami can beat them in 5 because we know James Harden's not going to show up. He hasn't done that since probably when OKC went to the finals years ago. And then Tobias Harris ain't gonna show up either. So
nope.
5 games, ain't even no purpose to talk about more about Philadelphia. Miami gonna beat them.
Look, before we go to the next segment, I'm gonna keep it real. Now we done hooped different levels. Embiid got his eye socket and all this broke face sore. You couldn't come get on the court with me, and that happened. Somehow, some way, I'm smacking you in the face the whole game. You know, so I'm gonna make you scared. Anything you do, I'm hitting the face. You know, if you drive to the hole, I'm swiping. Ooh, I hit your face. You shoot a 3, I'm putting my hand up in your face and making sure my hand go in your face. So a team like Miami seems like one of those teams who will do something like that just to get in your head. That's a old school Pat Riley, New York Knicks. Just a street ball.
This is a perfect Udonis Haslem side.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if Embiid starts having a good game in one of those games. I would not be surprised if you see Udonis Haslem come off the bench and start literally punishing him, hitting him, slapping him. Every time he go to the whole hard foul,
there's no way he should be a factor because with his face sore, you know he already thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So he's going to shoot a lot of jumpers as a bailout, you know.
But he has a respectable jump shot too, though. So.
He got a respectable jump shot, but just like on that jump shot, I'm gonna stick my hand up and smack him in the face. Mm-hmm. Some way, somehow, this hand gonna hit that. You know, I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him the Will Smith. I hate to say that. I hate to use that analogy, but I'm gonna give him the Will Smith. I'm gonna give him the Dave Chappelle, Rick James, 5 fingers to the face on Charlie Murphy. One of those. So he'll get that the whole game. So
the Udonis Haslem sighting is coming. Telling you people, it's coming. It's gonna happen.
So those are our picks for the upcoming round 2, which starts today as we're taping. So on that note, it was one more thing that happened over the weekend. I'm not pretty sure what it was. Tim, help me out. What you think that was? We back. It's another thing that happened this weekend. The NFL draft. It's something that I'm always excited about because it's new guys coming into the league, fresh faces. You know, it's something like high school. You know, every year of graduation, you got another crew coming in. You know, one of the things, I got to be petty before we start discussing the draft. One thing I love about the draft, I love seeing the cameras catch the people at home and the girlfriends, the side chicks, their reaction, and me being as petty as I am, looking at them, some of them girls, knowing you're not going to be with them that much more longer. So why are you celebrating so hard, baby girl?
Prime example, Russell Wilson when he got drafted.
Oh man, that was classic.
That probably was the biggest one ever. How she reacted, boy. I don't know what she at now.
Look at him now, Sierra.
Yeah.
You know, you get the girls because he on camera. You know how you petty women are. I ain't gonna call y'all out, but I'm thinking about it. You know how y'all do. He get drafted, and the team calling him, but you grab his other cell phone, trying to look and see who texting him congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Just petty stuff. So I look at stuff like that because I'm just ignorant like that. Sorry. Getting back to the draft, we're not gonna go over the whole draft. One team I'm gonna discuss because I love to discuss them because they bring so much money to my pocket and help out my kids so much is the Chicago Bears. They didn't have a first round pick because they traded it for Justin Fields. So they had a few picks. So I have my analogy. So I'll give mine first. You know, I think it's the same old. They gonna depend on their defense and try to run the ball. So a lot of people was upset about the second round pick, but you know, it is what it is. It's the Bears. So I'm not surprised. It's nothing. I think their defense gonna be solid. I don't think gonna be nothing. But I don't think what they had to work with, I think they should have traded more players and got more picks. So I think they messed up there. So to get them a grade, D, as usual. So I'm gonna let Big Ralph speak on the Bears, and we'll go from there.
I think the Bears, I think the Bears need to get away from. They're like most teams. Once they get an identity, they stick to it for the most part. So, like, you know, Pittsburgh has always been known for their defense, so they stay getting good defensive players. The Bears have always been known for defense and having a good running game. Got to get away from that a little bit, the Bears. The main thing you guys needed was offensive lineman. And you did not get that. You got him later on, but I don't know if he's going to turn out to be anything. Hopefully he might. But I do like the defensive pickups with the safety, the corners, and all that. You definitely helped that. Get Eddie Jackson out of there because he's garbage now. He don't tackle. I hope Charles Tillman helps him out this year, too. I heard he's supposed to be in camp helping him, showing him how to strip the ball. But the main thing that you guys need was offensive lineman. And I hate letting Jimmy know when he's right. You're going to do what you always do, and you did it. You waited for an offensive lineman that is a veteran to get released, and you go and sign him. It never fails. You do it all the time, and you did it again. Please stop. And then you traded all those picks last year for Justin Fields. This is your bread and butter player now, but you're not helping him out. You're not helping him out. You didn't get him no help on his left side to help him so he does not get killed like he was last year. Also, you didn't give him no real weapons. You let a receiver go to Green Bay, who's big, 6'4", big target, and you could have drafted him.
I didn't even want to address that. I think that was the great, and the Vikings let them do it. Y'all let Green Bay get a 6'4" receiver that runs a 4.3 40 with like a 38-39 vertical. So you basically just gave Aaron Rodgers baby Randy Moss.
Yep. Given you guys did get a punt return, kick return as a wide receiver in college who was good, ran pretty fast, but short. Like Mooney's what, 5'4"?
I don't know why y'all think
like you need a big receiver, man.
Is a number one. I wish you would go back and look at Justin Fields' tapes from Ohio State and the type of receivers he threw to. Well, you don't have to go look at the tape. Most of them just got drafted.
They'll be playing against you every weekend now.
Give him what he's used to having. That's what the good teams do. They go ask their quarterback, what do they like throwing to? Tall receivers, short receivers, big receivers, so they can have a bigger catch radius. But, you know, what we know, we just talk sports. You know what I'm saying?
Ridiculous.
So we're gonna leave the Bears. We're gonna let you Bear fans.
Oh, shout out! You guys drafted a punter though.
Eric, I know you loved it. I know you loved it, Eric. And you know, as we always say, bear down. You know what I'm saying? So next team we're gonna talk about. Ralph got two teams, so I'm gonna let Ralph go last on his two teams. I'm gonna discuss my Broncos. I think our draft was excellent. We don't even have to talk long. We got Russell Wilson. I don't care nothing about the draft. We got Russell Wilson. I'm straight.
I really hope they only win 11 games.
We're not going to win 11. I already said.
I hope they finish in the bottom of the AFC West.
13-4, 12-5 at the most. But that's another show. Again, we're going to do a schedule release show in about 2 weeks. So you guys tune in for that. We may go live on that show because I'm going to try to get a couple people on here to get the reaction of the schedule to see what dumb prediction they make so we can have it on tape so we can laugh at them on future shows and future posts. So be on the lookout for the schedule release show. But back to what we talking about, my Broncos, our draft was great for me. We got Russell Wilson. So I'm cool. We needed a quarterback. All we got to do with the rest of the draft picks is get depth. That's all I wanted. So we cool. So getting off that, we're going to go to Big Ralph. Big Ralph has two teams. You know, we're going to get to the, what can I call them? Super Bowl. Well, both of them are Super Bowl champs. But we're going to go to the the Patriots first. What do you think about the Patriots draft? And did they get any help from Mac Jones? Is it going to help Mac Jones? What do you think about your team, Ralph? I give it an F.
Of course you would, you hater.
Okay.
Well, they did do one thing. They got an offensive lineman that they needed. So I never go against nothing Bill Belichick does because he is probably the best at drafting, and he does what he always does. He got a first-round pick. He's trading and getting 2 or 3 extra picks after that.
He can't draft receivers.
So, but hey, can't draft everything good. But he definitely drafts good defensive backs and defensive ends. And, he drafted Brady, too. So,
he drafts receivers the way Ant picks his team seasons.
But I think you could tell their first pick, Cole Strange, the kid out of Tennessee Chattanooga, you could tell he was going to be a good offensive lineman because the thing that made me laugh the most at the draft was seeing McVay's face when the Patriots took him because you thought you was going to get him in the 3rd round. You better do your research a little bit better because Belichick took him early. So I think that was a big they took corner out of Houston. So any corners that there's always drafted by New England, as long as Belichick's there, they're going to become great. So I'm not going to question none of that. But I do got a question, why would he draft another quarterback? I don't know if that's to put fire underneath Mac Jones or if he just saw something in that quarterback. I really don't know. I mean, even though he did lead the college rankings in touchdowns thrown, but I don't know.
Future trade.
It could be, but you never know. I mean, maybe that's a trade to Green Bay one day.
Well, look at it this way. Jimmy Johnson drafted Steve Walsh after he had Troy to light a fire under Troy. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes a little competition. You're trying to find what type of bravado that player has if he has that competitor spirit in him. So especially coming from Belichick, he always doing mind games. You know, he's such a nerd. But
it works though. I mean,
it works.
His corners always come from smaller schools, UConn, Rutgers, schools that are not known for Division 1A. They're with Division 1 AA for football, so they're not traditional FBS schools. So he draft these players and get the most out of them. I mean,
hey man, he turned the receiver into a corner. So
hey, and he just the biggest corner on the market just went to San Diego. I mean, well, LA now. Went to the Chargers and he was undrafted. So you tell he just knows how to find. You can't teach will and you can't teach passion. So he just knows how to find those type of players. So hey, never question him. But I think the Patriots, I give them a B on their draft.
Okay, I'm okay. We gonna go. I ain't gonna let you get your other team yet. There's two teams I was impressed with they draft. Um, I was impressed with the Jets, and that's saying a lot because the Jets been terrible for so long. Seemed like they turned the corner.
You got some playmakers
with they first round picks. They first few picks rather. They got some on every level. So I'm really impressed with the Jets. What the Jets did. Will it materialize on the field? That's yet to be seen. But I'm glad they have some excitement going forward with the draft picks. Another team that I'm really actually excited about is the Eagles. The Jordan Davis pick. I'm getting Aaron Donald vibes. I'm not saying the kid is going to be Aaron Donald, but I love his work ethic. I love his physical talent, and it reminds me something of when Aaron Donald was drafted. You had teams looking at him, and I remember the Bears wanted to get Aaron Donald, but they did like the Bulls talk too much. Then the Rams came in front of him and got him. But I think learning from Fletcher Cox is going to be real big for him. And it's not going to be a lot of pressure on him. And I think he can just ease his way into it. And I'm expecting that kid to be, I hate to say it because he didn't play long. I'm looking for him to make a Tommy Harris type impact. Even though he didn't stay healthy long enough. I think Jordan Davis can have something like that with the type of player he is. But just with a longer career. Hopefully he stay healthy and have a longer career. So that's my analogy on those two. I'm going to let Big Ralph get back to his teams. His Bucks. He is a Buccaneer Brady, Cheater Brady fanatic. So what's your take on the Bucks, man? And if you want to chime in with the about the Eagles and the Jets, you can do so as well.
First and foremost, I don't like the Eagles.
Of course you don't.
I don't care what they do. I haven't liked the Eagles since Donovan McNabb was there and T.O. So I don't care nothing about the Eagles. Even though I do like Justin Hurt. But, so I'm not going to say nothing about them. The Jets, you drafted a lot of good players, whatever. Just like the Giants, whatever. So, but I will give a shout out to Baltimore, to the Ravens. You picked the boy out of Notre Dame, the safety. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know who was dumb enough to let him slide to y'all, but boy, that is gonna be a problem.
If I'm a team and I'm drafting, not even drafting, and I'm selecting a coach, general manager or something, I'm going to get people from the Raiders, Steelers organization the Ravens, because they are so steady, or a foundation of how they do stuff. I love how the Ravens draft, they never reach, and they always seem to get guys who fit their scheme. Mm-hmm. And man, this is going to be, I ain't going to call him Ed Reed, but
he got the vibe. He way bigger than Reed, though.
He Ed Reed all over again. Not with the same impact, but just a safety that we don't have that too much other than like Derwin James, like safeties who are disruptive. So I'm looking, that's what I meant by the Ed Reed, the Palomalus. You really don't hear teams planning for safety. So that's what I'm going to miss, because I think this kid is going to be dynamic. And he went to Notre Dame. And anybody know me, I love Notre Dame as far as college football. Go ahead.
I think he's going to be great. Also, I'm going to shout out my boy KD and your sorry Steelers. They let the kid fall to y'all, man. Y'all got y'all franchise quarterback. I think that kid's going to be really good. Like, last really good quarterback that came out of there was Marino. So, and he fell in y'all backyard, and y'all was able to get him. So that was smart, because Trubisky ain't gonna give y'all nothing. Y'all might be under 500 this year, and y'all got a lot of weapons offensively and defensively. So I think that was definitely a big pickup. So Also, we talked about this yesterday. The kid from Liberty, they drafted by Tennessee. They give me Steve McNair vibes the whole time. It's like Tennessee took a chance on him. Same thing they did with Steve McNair, and I think that might turn out to be good for them too. But on to my Buccaneers. I don't really like their first round pick. I thought for sure that they would have drafted Devontae Wyatt. That's what I thought they was going to get. But they decided to trade out of the first round and get a couple more picks, whatever. You also could have got a good wide receiver that was in y'all backyard that's from Tampa that y'all didn't get. So I don't know what you guys are going to do. I mean, you need a lot of help. You could have got a safety. You could have got a corner. I mean, defensive end you guys got from Houston, Logan Hall. I mean, good, but Devontae Wyatt I think would have been better. But you never know. I mean, it don't really matter where you drafted. It depends on the end result. So hopefully he'll be good. I mean, the kid is big at a size 6'6", 285. So we'll see what that goes. But I mean, you still got the GOAT on your team. So he's going to make everything better offensively. I mean, you still need another wide receiver. So we'll know what's going to happen with Godwin. But I don't know. I mean, that pick is to be decided right now.
I don't talk about the Buccaneers because they got Cheetah Brady. So I leave it to Ralph. I'm just here for when they lose. So I'll be here to gloat. So
how many times have you beaten Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning ain't even playing no more, so it don't even matter.
Or Denver?
What I will talk about, I'm gonna give a shout out to my vote for the pettiest team of the draft. I got to give it up to the Titans. The AJ Brown situation. Look, if they getting paid, I want everybody to get paid because I think football should have guaranteed contracts. But you guys who be demanding this money, if the market is there, I get that. So it's a catch-22. But I like AJ Brown. Dude, you ain't putting up no Devontae numbers, man. You hurt a lot, and I think you a dog. Come on, man. And I like the tight stands. I like how the teams are trading these cats now. Because NFL was always scared to be traded. NFL, like, man, you ain't finna hold me hostage on this. Look, you gonna be somebody else's problem. We gonna get rid of you. I thought that was gangster to trade AJ Brown, then draft a receiver with the pick you trade him for, to draft a receiver that's just like him. That was gangster to me. I loved it. That was petty. And, they save money in the process. It may hurt them short term, but you never know. This kid it's always a receiver. Every year you have one or two receivers who come out balling. And Tennessee might get that one. I ain't no fan of Tannehill, but this guy and Malik Willis may turn into something special. So that's something to look out for in the future. But shout out to the Titans. You get the Petty Team of the Year award. I thought that was gangster. So we're gonna talk about that. Once again, we did a nice show. I'm something about football, man. I don't care what's going on in the sports world. Football will make everything stop. I don't care what's going on. Baseball, basketball, hockey. Football do something, man. Everything gonna stop because it's just something we love. Like I say, when they do the schedule release in 2 weeks, we definitely gonna bring you a show. I'm so geeked about this, man. We may do a Zoom show just for the schedule release. You know what I'm saying? I ain't made up my mind yet. But on that note, that's another show. I want to thank everybody for once again checking us out. Shout out to my boy Tim behind the scenes. All you Bear fans. As much as I clown y'all, I got love for y'all. As long as y'all keep paying me, we good. On behalf of Big Ralph, you got any shout outs you want to give before we leave, man?
Shout out Tim. Shout out the rest of the crew. Also, shout out all the Patriots fans, man. And, we're going to go from there. That's about it today.
You know what? Let me see this bill. I'm going to give a shout out. Now, I don't drink. Everybody know I don't drink. Like the joke is Ocean Spray Cran Grape is my drink. I'm gonna give a shout out
Shirley Temple is his drink.
to my boy at Harold's Honey Hill Beer, black owned beer. This is my boy Justin and his crew. I want y'all to check this out. My boy sell it. They sell it at Benny's. So if it's at Benny's, it's legit. I don't drink beer. I'm gonna have an alcoholic over here to test it out. But I'm gonna give a shout out to my man with their beer, black owned. Want y'all to give it a shot and check them out. Support the brother. Support us. You know how we do it. And that's it. Once again, thank y'all for checking out Talkin Sports with the Know-It-Alls. It's your boy Jimmy, the Know-It-All. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram. I got us on Twitter. We on everything. We coming at you. You got any questions for us? Feel free to ask. Just like the name of the show, I'm a know-it-all, so you can't ask me nothing in sports I don't know about. On behalf of Big Ralph and the rest of the crew, we say, holla at you.